Good evening, I'm your host, Jack Remington of the Jack Remington Political Analyst channel. Today's video is about the country of Chile, South American continent. I'll give you the quote from the Washington Post. Quote, Chile referendum, voters decisively rejecting a new egalitarian constitution, end quote. But this video is about why I have to hear this and see this first from a fellow YouTuber who has a very well-established and fantastic channel, and he is a top YouTuber. How in the world am I getting my news feeds from him first? The mainstream media didn't cover the story. So I'm going to get the video out today before the news gets stale. It's probably not stale because the American mainstream media is not covering this very well. We'll get to that in a bit. I have a feed that hit the notifications buttons on YouTube, see what's going on. And the first 5 I see, Jericho Green, the first one, Huckabee, Styxhexenhammer666 live, and the Officer Tatum. And then the 5th one is Styxhexenhammer666 uploaded again. Quote, Socialists failed to stage a constitutional coup in Chile. End quote. So I thought, well, I'll watch that. Get my shoes on, feed the dog, play with the dog for a minute, you know. I'm watching this video, and I'm looking on my Yahoo Finance, Yahoo News. I'm looking on ABC, and there's not one blurb of this referendum rejection here. How can this be? And I keep telling people, I told my son-in-law just the other, we had the Labor Day cookout. You know, YouTube had a chance, okay, and I'm going to say it again until people get tired of hearing it. YouTube had a chance to dominate everything, to dominate the complete visual market for the medium of computers, broadcast of all time, if they had kept going with the path that they had created. But no, what did they decide to do? They decided to go woke. They want to reject a minimum of 35% of the American population. And I think it's higher. I think they've rejected 55 to 60%. I can't prove that. You can safely say 1 out of 3 Americans are conservative. And I'm not talking about the independents that are sitting on the fence, what I call the wish-washy fence sitters. They want to see which way the wind's blowing and they'll jump on that side because they're really cowards. And this is a political channel, so I can say that. And I know a lot of independents, well, I don't like the Democrats because they're insane. I don't like the Republicans because they're cowards. It has merit, and it's good for them. But me, I'm not a middle-of-the-road person. I'm decisive. I'm one way or the other, and that's it. And that's the way you got to be to run your country. Not that I'm running the country. But I must say, for me to get this news off YouTube, I think it's shameful for the American mainstream media. And there's a reason why they're not covering this story. I watch this video, very good video. He keeps them pretty short. He keeps them under 12 minutes most of the time. So I type in the Google search, and voila, what pops up first? The Guardian News. The Guardian News is from the United Kingdom. And now, you know, United Kingdom, for those of you who don't know or even care, United Kingdom is really anti-American. I mean, they're pro this Democrat socialism, and you know they're all for we're taking migrants from Algeria and Morocco, and we'll take Egypt. We'll take them from the South Yemen during the war. We'll take them all, you know. And what happens? The local population of the United Kingdom or Great Britain got pissed, and they keep voting for this Brexit, but the government doesn't want to let them go. They keep voting, yes, we want our independence, but oh no, you know, we don't like the results of that election. So they've been having an election every year, and they keep voting, we want out. So that shows you what happened to Great Britain. And the city of London, the Mayor Khan, he was an immigrant. I don't know if he was born there or not, but they call London Londonistan now because it's been taken over by the Muslims. You'll never get another Anglo-Saxon Protestant wasp that was born there, and the family's been there for like 2,000 years from the Druid days, from the Julius Caesar. They'll never get elected again because they're vastly outnumbered. And it's happening in France too, by the way. And it's slowly happening in Germany. It's only a minute 37. I'm not going to copy the Guardian, even though the Guardian, it's a public news source and they don't strike people down. I'm so at odds with the Guardian because how they are against me because I'm an American. I'll do screenshots, and I can do that. I don't think I should get in any trouble. So going over this video at the Guardian, so here's a screenshot number 1. People in Santiago expressed their sadness after Chile voted to reject a constitution that introduced rights to free education, healthcare, and housing. I want to repeat that. That introduced rights to free education, healthcare, and housing. Sound familiar? The Progressive Constitution had been drafted to replace a 1980 document written under General Augusto Pinochet's dictatorship. The draft was rejected by 62% of the voters, so that's almost 2 out of 3. That's a pretty decisive one. If they have a referendum again in a couple of years, and based on that number of 62% that they're giving us now, I don't know how accurate these people are. I don't know much about Chile. They are a South American country, and you think banana republics, so who knows? But if the number is lower, which I think will be the next time, the socialism and the Marxism is creeping up higher and higher, and it eventually engulfs all countries with huge populations. Those opposed it celebrated in the streets. So I do see some young people here, but I saw other videos that the people that were pushing this and they were sad that it didn't pass, they were young college students. And then Santiago's got most of the universities and colleges for the country of Chile. So now they got the president of Chile. The country's president has called a meeting of party leaders to determine the path forward for the country. Quote, I pledge to do my utmost to build, together with Congress and civil society, a new constituent itinerary that will provide us with a text that, taking on the board the lessons learned from the process, manages to interpret the views of a broad majority of citizens. I know that everyone will join in this. The proposed constitution would also have guaranteed women's rights and gender parity. The decision comes after 70 years to the day since women were given the vote in Chile. I want to thank Styxhexenhammer666 for this. I've always watched his videos. I've been a big fan of his. I'm not going to copy any of his videos because I've got too much respect for the YouTube creator, but I'm not going to copy any of his videos. I didn't ask him, and he probably wouldn't give me permission if I did. And if he did, I just don't think I should do that. I got set on my own feet, and I am sitting on my own feet. He doesn't even live here. I think he used to live in Vermont, I think. But he lives in a Pays-Bas, as they say in French. He lives in the Netherlands. This is a good thing. Now, you got to remember, in Brazil, that Bolsonaro is considered a right-wing fanatic. But that's by the mainstream media here in America. But the people in Brazil overwhelmingly support this guy. But they're working. The communists are working on getting rid of him because he's trying to stop a lot of the excess of cutting down of the rainforest. He's doing a lot of things that's helping the country of Brazil. How can you not like someone that's trying to help your country? I mean, how can you not like or respect and understand what these leaders, whether a dictator or democratically elected? I mean, you know, my number one historical figure, my hero of all time is Napoleon Bonaparte, the former emperor of France. And I did a couple videos on him, and I recommend that you go watch that. Actually, one of my better videos. And Napoleon came up with a quote that is still used to this day, used by me too. A quote, a man who saves his country breaks no laws, end quote. What that means is he did whatever he had to do to save his country. And France was on the complete ruin. They were going to get sectioned off to 15, 16 different little fiefdoms, little kingdoms, with whichever warlord could get the most power, get the most gun. Canada was the main threat in those days. And Napoleon Bonaparte was a gunnery lieutenant when he was 20 years old out of the academy. And he learned all things gunpowder. He put the time in. He learned the process. He learned the technology of the time. And he became feared, and he developed a following, and the rest is history. That's how you do it. He would never last today. They would drone him today if he was posed as kind of a threat to the French government or any other government. People like Napoleon or even just Pinochet, they'll never rise to power again because they'll just get rid of him. And they can do it by the press of a button sitting in their cozy living room getting massaged by a couple Asian girls that are not going to get paid, and they've been trafficked and kidnapped. It's a darn shame. I have to get the news from something this important about this democratic socialism getting rejected again. The mainstream media in America won't cover it the first couple of days. That is just sick. That is sad. Oh, I forgot to tell you. Why would the American mainstream media reject this story or just poo-poo it or just get it through that news cycle and get it stale and just get it meaningless? Because they're upset that socialism didn't win here. That's why. I guarantee if the referendum went 62% the other way, where they voted to get the free education, free health care, all the stuff that the illegal aliens in California are getting, okay, in New York City, the ones that are complaining about Governor Abbott of Texas sending the busloads of migrants to New York City. Today I got the news feed that Mayor Adams is sending a delegation to Texas. They want to talk to Governor Abbott. So I thought you loved them. What happened? See, but now they got to spend their money to take care of them. It's a different story. Share was just a few words short of an apology to former President Donald Trump. When Donald Trump said, hey, Cher, you want these immigrants and illegals so bad? How about if I put them in your Malibu compound? Well, no, wait a minute now, Mr. President. I didn't mean it like that. What do you mean you didn't mean it like that? Well, I can't take care of them. And Donald Trump fired back at her. Why are you pimping them? Why are you pushing for them? Why are you pushing them on us? The American people don't want to pay for these people. If you're rich, you pay for it. Look it up for yourself. And this is not part of the script. It just popped in my head. Everything is fine with these illegal immigrants and migrants and refugees and this and that and caravans, blah, 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 until they got to pay for them. Thank you. Always great day to be an American. Don't give up on your country. I know I'm not giving up. They're going to have to wind up shooting me because I'm not giving up. Thank you. Have a great day.